Silent Hill 2 had a huge impact on me when I first played it more than 20 years ago. As the remake will be out in a few days, I was decided to replay the original game to see how it holds up, and did this game really need a remake. Within the very first few seconds after the game started, we are looking closely at a dirty urinal, and the focus slowly shifts to our main protagonist, James Sunderland, and the dirty surroundings set things the perfect tone for the game, just as you would expect.
Could you really be in this town?
And the music is already fantastic. As James walks out from the dirty public toilet, we have our first glimpse of Lake Toluca, and the game history moment starts. It still gives me chills as it did 20 years ago. Her voice, the music, and the letter.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
And it gets even better with this sad, but at the same time soothing guitar
I've got a
music.
letter. The name on the envelope.
As we are taking in the scenery, the fog floats on Lake Toluca. We are getting introduced to
My
the tragic
wife's
story of Mary, wife of James.
It's ridiculous.
The hope is that James can find her in Silent Hill.
Couldn't possibly be true.
This is where our set
That's
tale
what I keep
begins,
telling myself.
and James starts to make his way towards Silent Hill.
Dead person can't write a letter.
As James starts to walk throughout the foggy forest, a small claustrophobic feeling starts to take over you. You cannot see too far, so you don't know what is in front of you. You can only hear strange noises from the woods, but you do not have any weapons yet. Here we can see that controls are still fine. You can choose between 2D and 3D controls if you prefer modern or classic tank style controls. Everything works fine. The controls are aged very well. While James walks towards Silent Hill, I would like to introduce myself and thank you for watching this video. My name is Mr. Zolsta, welcome on my channel where I play and review great old games. James suddenly arrives at the cemetery and meets Angela and explains why he came to Silent Hill.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah. I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Here
Yes.
we have the classic
I
situation
think you'd better
where
stay
someone
away.
warns you that you should stay away from the place where you are just heading.
This, this town, there's something wrong with it.
But James already made up his mind that he's going to find Mary, especially if the town is not safe. Soon he arrives at Silent Hill and starts to explore the abandoned town. Exploring the foggy town where you barely can see anything is just good as was in the first game. It makes you tense. I have to say that the level of scariness and terror as it progresses and increases throughout the game is fantastic. From the very first minutes you are starting to feel uneasy. I played many horror games, seen many horror movies, but what this game can achieve is just perfect. You cannot really tell what makes you uneasy, but I think I found out. And you cannot really see far, and your flashlight just barely helps. This makes the game really scary, as you never know what lurks in the shadows, and the music and the disturbing sounds are perfectly complementing the experience. Let me show you a few examples of this. While I was playing the game, I felt the same way as I did 20 years ago, and I think this shows how the game has aged very well. I still remember placing the disc into my PlayStation 2 and saying out loud, "Okay, let's scare me." No, and they did not just scare me, but gave me an experience which I still not forgot. I do not like going into the other world in Silent Hill games, because it is so disturbing and makes me want to get out from there as soon as possible. I was roaming the dark halls of Woodside apartment house, but dark corridors made me uneasy, and the realization hit me that I have not even seen the other world, which makes me very tense ever since I experienced it in the very first game. This is a strange feeling that this is going to happen. You're not looking forward to it, but you must experience it sooner or later. Also, when you're exploring the dark halls of the hospital, you wish that the next door will be permanently closed and you don't have to open, as who knows what horrors are awaiting you behind them. Perhaps the quote found in the game perfectly describes this feeling. Let me show you. The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. What a perfect way to describe this feeling. What the developers achieved with the music is fantastic. Sometimes it is terrifying, sometimes it is very soothing, calm piano music. It doesn't matter where you are in the game or what is happening, it is perfectly matches the atmosphere. Let's talk about the story and the different places but you can visit in Silent Hill 2.
No, you're
Don't worry,
not.
I'm going to make this section spoiler free in case if you not played this game yet.
My late wife.
For me, the strongest part of Silent Hill 2 was the story.
You could be her.
The story of the first game was okay, it was interesting, but here it is on a completely different level. Let's put ourselves into the shoes of James. He looks like a nice guy whose wife has been died because of a terrible disease.
Okay,
How he would feel,
I don't know what you're planning.
ridden with grief and
Let's do
sadness.
this another way.
And one day, he receives a letter from his wife who has been died 3 years ago, and she's waiting for him at their special place.
But
This would give James a huge hope.
seems me
However, he deep down probably knows
easy
this cannot be
just to
true.
run.
But
Besides,
hope dies last.
what we
I think
deserve.
each of us would do the same.
I'm not.
There were a few places in the town where they spent their time. In Rosewater Park, the Lakeview Hotel. So you have a few places where you need to go. This already gives you some options where you should start your investigation. Of course, there are no straight and easy ways to get to your destination. You have to fight through enemies, find items, solve puzzles. Every time you arrive somewhere, you feel some kind of relief, but of course, this is just momentary. As the game progresses, so as the terror. There is no break, there is no getting out. Eventually, you are going to make it to the Lakeview Hotel, which I, for some reason, really like. In the hotel, we are going to find the reason why are you in this town, where is Mary, and what happened. I had to say that most people did not expect this when they first played the game.
on.
Again, this is a very memorable moment in gaming
I don't
history.
know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful.
So, in my opinion, does Silent Hill 2 needs a remake? I always say that for me what matters in a game is how it makes me feel. This is the top priority, everything else is secondary. Graphics and game mechanics can be dated, but if the game gives me the same vibes and feelings as it did 20 years ago, I had to say that probably a remake is not necessary. I will elaborate on this, I just would like to mention that I did not find anything in Silent Hill 2 what aged poorly. Even the graphics are fine. Okay, it is pixelated, but this was the original Silent Hill experience, and as I mentioned that the darkness which surrounds you throughout the game elevates the experience, as something is more scary if you cannot see it. I'm not saying that the remake will be bad or absolutely not necessary. If they can achieve what this game did 20 years ago with better graphics, good voice acting, go ahead and do a remake. I'm not against it. Currently, I do not have a hardware where I can play the remake, but I'm sure that I will play it sometime in the future. as Silent Hill 2B will always has a special place in my heart. And if the remake fail, no big deal. We will always have this masterpiece for us. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed yet, now it is a great time to do so. Also, the YouTube algorithm has chosen a video for you. It is on the screen now. Check it out. Thank you for being with me here today, and I'll see you in the next Backlog Quest video.